Chapter 6. Eggs. After lunch, Hattie sent Laurie up the stairs for a nap. "But I'm not sleepy," said Laurie. "Could I dry the dishes for you?" she asked politely. "Not this time," said Hattie firmly. "Off with you." The stairs creaked as Laurie tiptoed up. She was alone in the house. Henry had gone to the pasture, and Hattie had stepped out to the garden. Laurie slipped off her shoes and lay down uneasily on the lilac quilt. The lazy summer hum of bees and flies drifted in the open window. There were little creaks and pops in the floors and walls and ceilings. Something scuttled in the wall. A mouse in the attic? Laurie shivered, although she wasn't cold. She thought about her mother. She thought about Kathleen. Would she ever see Kathleen again? Laurie woke up with Hattie calling from the foot of the stairs. The sun was low now, shining right into the window. "It's almost sundown," called Hattie. "Get up and we'll gather the eggs." Laurie blinked and shook the sleep from her eyes. She sat up on the side of the bed. For a moment she couldn't remember where she was. "Laurie, are you up?" called Hattie again. "I'm up," said Laurie, struggling to her feet. She slipped on her shoes and went down to the kitchen. "What a nap for a girl who wasn't sleepy," said Hattie. "Here now, you take a basket. We'll go see what the hens laid." Laurie looked uncertainly at the basket. "I'm not sure I like chickens," said Laurie, drawing back. "Come on, child, I'm going to show you the hen house," said Hattie. "I'll need you to help me with the chickens every day." She filled another basket with chicken feed from the big sack on the back porch. "We'll put the eggs in yours," she told Laurie. Laurie stayed close to Hattie as they walked through the chicken yard. The chickens squawked and cackled, gathering close for the feed that Hattie carried in her basket. "They won't hurt you," said Hattie. "Here, put some feed in your hand. See, they'll eat out of it." Laurie held her hand out shakily and jerked it back with a nervous giggle when a hen clucked and pecked at the grain. "Here, chick, chick, chick," called Hattie as she tossed the grain on the ground. The chickens crowded about in a great greedy surge. "Now we'll get our eggs," said Hattie, stepping into the hen house. She and Laurie walked down the row of nests, gently taking the warm eggs and laying them in Laurie's basket. "Be careful of the eggs," warned Hattie. Laurie carried the basket very cautiously back to the house, just as Henry came in from the barn with 2 buckets of milk. "Mercy, my bread!" cried Hattie, hurrying into the kitchen. She took out the fragrant loaves of bread and laid them on the windowsill to cool. Laurie looked at the stove. "I never saw a stove like this," she said, walking around the big iron stove and gazing up at the fat pipe that curved into the wall. "It's a wood stove," said Hattie, pulling the damper to adjust the draft. "I don't see how anybody cooks real food on one of those cold-looking white things. Why, they won't even keep you warm while you're cooking." "Could I put some wood in it?" asked Laurie. "I suppose so," said Hattie. "Take the hot mat and open the door and poke the wood in." Laurie took a stick of wood from the box in the corner and pushed it cautiously into the stove. "There," said Hattie. "We'll make a farm girl of you before the summer is over. Now we'll do the eggs." Hattie began to arrange the eggs in cartons. "First, pick out your supper egg before we put the cartons in the refrigerator," said Hattie. Laurie started to blurt out that she didn't like eggs, but somehow found herself hustling into selecting the biggest, brownest egg from the lot. "This one for me," she said lamely. "Fine," said Hattie, popping the egg into the skillet. "It's bread and milk and the first of the new garden lettuce for supper." "How about some maple syrup for the bread?" called Henry. "Just the thing," said Hattie. After supper, Laurie dried the dishes for Hattie while Henry listened to the news on the radio. Hattie sent Laurie upstairs for her sweater. It was cool in the evening. Laurie sat primly in a chair and listened to the droning of the radio while Hattie took out her knitting. There was no television, no Kathleen, and nobody to pay any attention to Laurie at all. A tiny knot that grew into a big knot built up in Laurie's throat. Suddenly, Hattie put her knitting down. "Gracious, you must be ready for bed, child," she said. Laurie dropped her head so Hattie couldn't see her tears. "Run up to bed now," said Hattie. Laurie obediently and silently left the room and walked up the stairs to her lilac bower. "Homesick, I reckon," said Henry. "Yes," said Hattie. "The poor lamb's about to cry for her mother." "Shouldn't you maybe go to her?" asked Henry anxiously. "Not yet," said Hattie. "You know that the young Reverend Turner said when he was here, tried to make her independent. When she dries her tears, she'll be a big girl. If I go up there now, she'll be homesick the whole summer." "Maybe you're right," said Henry, "but tomorrow, when I take the eggs to the store, I'll try and buy her a dolly." "A good idea," said Hattie, "and of course there's the surprise in the attic."